Hello again. So I'll go over a little bit of this video and in general tell a little bit about what he's trying to do. This guy is anti-marriage, anti-dating even, and he criticizes women, but the problem really started with men. Feminism also caused a lot of problems. But let's listen to what he says at the start, and then I'll go to my analysis. The first time I heard about him or saw some video from him was, I think, perhaps a bit earlier than October 2022. But in October, I decided to write something down.
My ex-boyfriend of 4.5 years blindsided me the exact same way that Matt James did to Rachel Kirkconnell. My ex-boyfriend and I have been talking about getting married for 4.5 years. It was always very clear that
that's already too long. Why does it take so long? If you like someone, you know someone good enough, well enough, then why wait?
What I wanted out of our relationship, and I really thought that that man was going to be my husband.
So let me get this straight. You wanted marriage out of your relationship and the man denied you. And because he denied you, you feel slighted and decided to make a TikTok video complaining about the situation.
Yeah, why not? It took 4.5 years. If that idiot didn't want to marry her, he should have left. And after way shorter time than 4.5 years, 4.5 years is ridiculous. If you know someone well enough, you know what you want, go ahead, or you find someone else who if you don't think that's good enough. I'll continue a little bit with this later. First go to this. So I wrote down analysis. I also discussed it a bit with a relative when I was in Zaporizhia in 2022, so a bit more than 2 years ago. There were explosions going on every day, and later even rocket attacks. And I was thinking about what to do in Ukraine, but also about how to continue searching for a house, etc. And I was doing these analysis for fun to see what someone thinks. And usually, almost always, what you see is that people don't properly analyze. What they tell you is something about themselves mostly, and a little bit about the situation. It's the same with comments on just about any topic. If someone criticizes someone else in particular, then almost always they're only telling you something about themselves in the criticism, and not there's barely anything about the criticism that's actually valid. It's almost always the case. It's really weird, but it's logical in a sense, because it's a projection. It's projecting your own worldview onto others and onto the rest of the world. So what I will tell you here a little bit of what I wrote down. For October, he generally analyzes well, but there are clear errors and sometimes really bad errors in making ridiculous assertions and nonsensical explanations in quotation marks for the behavior of women. This video was the first one I analyzed. They already met her husband. They'd rather chase chat forever. And this is an example of what doesn't make sense in his analysis. At 234, a woman who has had 77 first dates in the past few years says, if it were down to me, it would not be that many. To which he replies, I mean, it is down to you. And I say, no, because people play games. You need to find out what you really want in life. You need some self-discovery in a partner, etc. So this partly process of self-discovery, of becoming more aware of yourself, how you are, what you want in a partner, etc. Until you find the right person, you need to continue. The implication is that women should just choose a guy, and there's something to be said for simply accepting someone who's good enough, interesting, cute, good personality, and building a life together. But that's another matter. As where do you draw the line? What is good enough? Stupid camera focus. I dealt with that in one of the first sections about dating. First sections in my project. I mean, you get a yes feeling and can do a test, which means do something stressful together, for example. That brings out real personality. I mentioned that in one of my videos as well. You can then make a decision about accepting faults this person has, which you don't know yet, but which you may discover later. And then can you accept it? You should be able to know what can happen then from what happens in such stressful situations. And very important, because a lot of people are always looking outside, which is really antisocial behavior. It's always someone else's fault. Never look inside for what they should change. Would this guy say the same for men? And would he do it for himself? He just says himself, yeah, dating is not good, etc. It's okay, stay single for the rest of your life and lead a meaningless life. Your choice. But it's just stupid. So should you just accept a woman because, for example, 5 dates should be enough to find someone to marry? Similar to actually what the former friend, and Shitomar said about me, about the house. Yeah, 2 weeks, you should have found a house to buy. I thought, yeah, but it doesn't work like that. When you find something that you really, really like, then yes. And that's finding like the perfect woman or perfect man in your view. Then you say, wow. And you say, okay. After a short time, you say you can get married, and it happens. And people really are happy with the person they found. But usually that doesn't work so well. It takes longer to find someone that is even close to what you want, with whom you could be happy. And searching for perfection is also problematic. You should not do that. There's a story about this. It was told. It's actually a woman from Ukraine who told me this. It was a story about a man, a young man, talks to an old man, and I don't remember exactly the whole story, but the essence is this. So the young man asks why so the old man is not married, he's single. The young man says, did you not ever find the perfect woman? And the old man said, I found the perfect woman, but she was looking for the perfect man. So, and he was not the perfect man, obviously. So, yeah, that's problematic, of course. And there are just compromises to be made, and you should not look for perfection. And by the way, so this friend of mine said about houses, yeah, I don't understand what you want. You like this, you like that, and as if there's no pattern in it. And I said, yeah, there does not need to be. I did not really explain it enough to her, but I said, yeah, why should I have to explain it? I just like certain houses in certain places. It depends on a variety of factors, and it's the same with people. I dated women who are completely different, very different women, different looks, different hobbies, interests, personalities. It's just someone who has a certain combination of features that I think is cool. And they can be completely different. And with houses, it was the same. In the end, I found a house close to Kremenchuk. And I was at the notary recently, so everything is now finally finalized after the final payments. But that took a while. So actually, it started in August, but getting money transferred to Ukraine takes effort, and there are some banking restrictions, etc. In any case, this kind of guy, listen to him. He will not get wisdom. It's a waste of time. It's only interesting in the sense that I do use it, his videos, for psychological analysis. And I analyze then the women, I analyze him and the whole situation. That's the only thing this is interesting for. Other channels are more stupid, like something called Manosphere or something. A complete waste of time. If you want to waste your life, listen to shit like that. Let's continue a little bit with this.
Guys, I have no empathy for these women.
Of course not.
Who failed to get marriage. Marriage is an absolute scam for men.
No, it's not. There are problems, some problems, but you need to be aware of that. That's with everything in life.
And oftentimes it's very clear why these women want marriage. It's not necessarily because they actually love the guy. They just want the ring and the security that comes along with it.
Yeah, of course, that's what women want. That's inherent, and it's because in their personality, and that is coming from that they can have children. That's completely normal. He doesn't understand it. He doesn't understand a lot of stuff. I may also add a little bit about, which is related in how to live life. I made a list with, let me see, I'll look at it here. About how to live life. For example, as I mentioned, I was in Zaporizhia, rocket attacks. Yeah, I didn't care. I wasn't worried, wasn't afraid. And I mentioned it also in the video about cognito hazards. If you have a certain attitude towards life, all these problems are not problems. And in general, problems are not problems. But I consider them, or try to mostly. Sometimes it gets a bit annoying that you're having another issue or problem. And you think, I don't want to waste time on this, but okay. Consider it a challenge. And I read a cool comment about that long ago on maybe a forum, I think so, forum. In any case, that's the list of life, which is, for example, don't worry, don't be afraid, seek meaning in your life, analyze yourself and look at the past only to improve your understanding of life, of people, and to improve your decision making, not to create self-doubt, not to have regrets. What happened, happened, you can't change the past. Also, break free from habits, desires, and goals if they're restricting you too much. Restricting you too much. And a few more things. And then expanded that also with explanations on how to get there, how to be not worried. For example, there are videos by Alan Watts, or using talks by Alan Watts. They're usually annoying with some stupid video and background music that's been added. But even disregarding that, they're not really insightful. And so I mentioned I want to do an interview with someone who's been in a cult, which is Shunya Murti, Rupert Chabot in Costa Rica. And this person isn't ready yet, so that's yet to come. But I've had some interesting correspondence so far about, for example, this list of life of mine and other topics. And this is also useful to understand everything in life. I will go into that probably more soon. For example, how to deal with problems and how to just leave everything behind. As I mentioned in the video with cognito hazards, these videos, these self-help videos, but also self-help books, I noticed the same thing. These people don't understand things properly. They don't understand it on a level that you need to be able to understand it properly to other people. But also they don't understand it, how to explain it to people on various levels of awareness, of understanding. With a teacher, for example, he tells you something, and then for example, in mathematics, and he tells you, shows you proof. Then you understand it if you follow the steps. But if you then try to prove it yourself, you will get stuck because you don't, what was the next step? The next level of understanding, and each step you may think, oh, wait, how did I prove that? What's this? How exactly does it work? The next level of understanding is you can do everything yourself. You follow all the steps. You know all the steps. You follow all the steps. You can prove everything. The next level of understanding is knowing why each step works and how to get there. That's being able to explain it to someone else. And a step above that would be to make it, to be able to explain it in a way that you could tell one thing that is understood by people of various backgrounds. For example, in mathematics teaching would be difficult, but it would be something like you prove something in a way that you can prove it, that everyone understands it, for example, who's been in the first, second and third year of education, secondary education. And that is what is needed in self-help, because there are people who have various personalities, various understanding of life, and thus you need to be able to explain things to various groups. They cannot do that. They can't even do it to one group. It's always badly explained. For example, how to get to a situation where you don't worry about anything. It is possible. And that's what I included with the expanded list of life, and talked a little bit about that with this person who said about my statement of not worry, how to not worry, that it may take a lifetime. I said I did not tell her yet, but I later sent a revised list and included in that how to get there, and it's not that difficult. You need to keep in mind what makes sense from reason, and then if you keep it in mind often enough, when you have some issue, then it becomes a feeling, then it becomes awareness, and then automatically you get into such a mindset. And this is interesting. This was related actually to that video that I mentioned about the sociopath, psychopath, the woman, in a video not long ago. She said something or wrote she said something, but it was, of course, I read it in the article, so I didn't hear it, which is similar to this. I will go over that soon as well. That's it for now. Bye.